All right, so we are finally hearing from Shamari about whether or not she's coming back. And Kenya Moore has a lot to say finally about this whole situation with Nene. Get into this.
Well, he's a cutie pie. I might put him in Potomac. Okay, yes. Yeah, he can come right on to Potomac.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy RHOA. We are back with another video, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the news that Shamari has finally spoken out about her place on the cast for next season. Hear what she's got to say about that. And we're going to be talking about Kenya Moore, and she's finally given us some perspective on that whole situation with Nene in the season finale of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 11. And we get some hints about what's to come about season 12. But before we get into all of that, before we get into the good stuff, I want you guys to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell button also as well, because you just don't know when we're going to be popping off with news and entertainment. We discuss all things reality TV here on this channel, as well as news and pop culture. So you just want to stick around and get involved. And we do a lot of commenting, fan theory, speculation. We do all of that, so you guys know right off the bat what to expect from this channel. Now let's get into the news. First things first, I want to talk about Shamari. So as you guys know, Marlo had released a video basically indicating that Shamari had been demoted to a friend of the housewives. Now, she just says that she lost her peach. She did not exactly say she had been demoted. She had not said that she'd been fired. She said she had her peach snatched back from her.
Okay, wait, let me tell you this. First of all, Shamari, hey! Show the lean. Hey, what's Shamari the bitch? Show the lean. Shamari, come on now, you peachless. You really still up here tweeting tonight? Peachless Shamari still tweeting. But hey, girl, stay a fan. Just be a fan now, okay? Be sweet now, since you're peachless now. Ooh, they'll give you a peach and snatch it right back from you, won't they?
So obviously the internet went wild with speculation, right? So even myself, I basically said I thought she should be a friend of the Housewives next season. Maybe not even a friend. I felt like maybe she should go to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Nevertheless, Shamari is finally opening up about exactly what is going on. So let's get into everything that she had to say. All right, so I'm going to read from my notes here because I had to write this stuff down, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to also place it here on the screen for you guys to read at home or wherever you are at your leisure. In an interview with bombshellbyblue.com, she says, and they're speaking about the rumors that she had been demoted or lost her peach. She says no, i.e. she doesn't know her fate on the show because they haven't sent the letters yet. You don't know yet. I wish people would stop listening to Marlo. I just got off the phone with producers yesterday. We're still waiting on our letters. A few of the other girls haven't even gotten theirs yet, so Marlo doesn't know what she's talking about. I've communicated with them, the producers, and I just got off the phone with them, the producers, yesterday. So it's all good. Now, we had previously heard from an insider in Shamari's camp that she had not been demoted, and now we're finally hearing from her herself that she has not been demoted. Now, I said last week when we talked about this, initially when the first source came out, and I think they told the Jasmine Brand, I'm not necessarily sure, I cannot remember because we've done so many videos since then. But I feel like this is more of Shamari and her team trying to save face. Here's the reason I believe that. Now, we know that obviously Portia has already gotten a letter, so to speak. And many times when at this stage of the game where the ladies are at, they have agents at this point. You know what I'm saying? Agents and managers who would likely be getting those offer letters or those contract renewals, right? And so we can we know for a fact, obviously, Portia, Nene are all in. We've heard speculation that Cynthia is in at half the price. Okay. We're going to get into Kenya Moore, but let's just say she's a sure bet. We've heard that Eva will as well. I mean, obviously with the news of her pregnancy and her being featured in People magazine, it's a pretty good indication that she's probably back as well. We've heard speculation that Tanya has been, or they're trying to figure her out. And we know that there's something going on with Phaedra as well. And so with all of that going on, is there even room for Shamari on this cast? To be very honest with you guys, I don't know. I don't think so, because I feel like she doesn't necessarily have the history with them. I feel like similar to Kim Fields, she could be a one-hit wonder, as well as Claudia Jordan. I feel like, she could be really a one-hit wonder. You know what I'm saying? She had a pretty good run on the show in general. Let's give her that. And as far as her not having received an offer letter and some of the other girls not receiving them yet either, I would feel like that somebody might be a Tanya. The things probably aren't finished being negotiated with Phaedra as well. If for her to know that some of the other girls, quote unquote, haven't even received their letters, there's obviously talk amongst the crew about who's gotten them and who hasn't gotten them. Now, in terms of her being on the phone with production, to me, that doesn't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? If she is going to be a friend of the cast, it's likely that she would still be talking to production to determine filming dates, etc., particularly in light of the fact that we know from Portia that they are going to be moving filming up, and that filming date is likely May 19th, which is going to likely be the date of Portia's Sip and See. So it would make sense that producers would have talked to her at that point. But if the Bravo executives do make the calls, then it's not necessarily up to production or the producers per se, depending on which producer she's talking to. Because if she's talking to the producers, that could just be the producers for the production company and not necessarily the executive producers for the show. So she's not saying which producer she's talking about. And I know I'm getting a lot into the weeds here, but it's really important that we really look at what she said in order to analyze it, to figure out whether or not she's actually coming back or not. Her talking to producers doesn't really mean anything at this point. And I would wager, I would be willing to bet, not the rent, but I would be willing to bet that because Marlo is close to Nene, and Nene is such an integral part of the cast, that I feel like Marlo would probably know, who is and who is not coming back. Now, if Nene can say to producers, I want you guys to come back and film an extra scene with me and Cynthia because I believe that there was something crazy going on, then we also know that Nene probably has enough pull to find out who is going to be back and who's not going to be back, and would likely tell Marlo. I mean, I would probably tell Marlo myself if that were my friend. You know what I'm saying? I would probably be like, yo, let me tell you who coming back and who not coming back. You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily know what to believe about this whole situation with Shamari, but time will tell and we will find out soon enough. I guarantee you that. Now let's move on to Kenya Moore. So Kenya Moore is, I played you guys a clip of an interview that she did most recently. I played you some audio. So, and she talked a lot about, Phaedra potentially returning and how she felt about Phaedra. But now we have some more audio and we have her feelings about what's happened with this whole situation with Nene and her mindset going into the finale episode. Now, I'm going to play the audio real quick, but before I do that, I want it to be stated that I said previously on this channel before that it was very interesting to me that she had not spoken out on Cynthia's behalf, because Cynthia had done so much advocating for her to get her back, not necessarily on the show, but to the party. She wanted her to come, yada, yada, yada. And being such a good friend to her, it was surprising to me that we had not heard from Kenya Moore what her thoughts were about the finale, as well as the whole situation and the fallout with Cynthia and Nene. So now we finally get a little bit of perspective on that. And so just take a listen to this.
Yes. So when I heard that you're coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm like, okay, she's back.
Well, that hasn't been confirmed. So as of now, that's just a rumor.
Oh no, we already know. So let's just say this. my assumptions would be that Kenya Moore is back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So hypothetically, if
you think like a lawyer. Now you're talking like a lawyer.
Yeah, if you were back on the show, we know that you got to have some type of drama or some type of cattiness, because a lot of people like to see that. I love to see women empowering each other. I don't like to see a lot of it, but I like you ladies on the show. Mm-hmm. So if you were to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, how would you keep that peace in that I'm okay space without it having to air on a show such as Real Housewives of Atlanta?
That's a tricky balance, because you can come in peace like I did in the last episode. I came to support Cynthia at her launch party. Mm-hmm. I was cordial to everyone. I'm not really friends with Nene right now, and I didn't come to like argue with her or be combative or have some drama. I just came to support Cynthia. But yet look at the fallout that ensued.
Yes.
So for me, it doesn't matter if you come in peace. You may not get that back.
Right.
So I just think for me, I knew I didn't do anything wrong. I came to support my friend. And when other people have a problem with you, it's always going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. So that's their issues and not mine. I just have to just keep living my life and being happy and living my best life. And that's all I can do.
Okay. Speaking of Nene, I like Nene too. But Nene was saying that you left the show because of your own accord. Like you wanted to. It wasn't because they made you.
Oh no, they didn't make me. Trust me, I wasn't fired.
Okay.
Yeah, I know a lot of times I read these blogs say, "Oh, fired." It's like, how you gonna get fired if you have an offer on the table? Like, y'all some silly. This is some silliness that you read. You know what I mean? Like,
so let's be clear the air. You were not fired. You
never
actually left.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, but why did you decide to leave? Because I did hear some things that
It's several reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like beyond it now, but it was several reasons. It just wasn't. Things just did not come together for me the way they should. And I decided to just take my time and do what I wanted to do, which was focus on my family. And I am so happy that I did.
Love it.
I am so happy that nothing happened to my baby.
So it's interesting to me that Kenya is taking the high road in this situation. Clearly she ignored Nene during the finale. That much is clear. Now, if you're a Kenya fan, if you're not a Kenya fan, we can all probably agree that she definitely ignored Nene and kind of shaded her at the same time by not saying anything or giving her any energy, when clearly, I don't know if Nene was being antagonistic when she was trying to speak, or maybe she was just being nice. You just never know, because sometimes when you're in a situation, even with somebody that you don't like, general rules of etiquette say that you speak. You know what I'm saying? And Nene, to her credit, she did try to speak to Kenya. Now, Kenya, on her behalf, she did not try to speak at all. She didn't say nothing. She didn't even acknowledge Nene's existence, which could be interpreted as shade or rudeness. But listening to Kenya, I mean, she makes it seem as though, there was nothing foul going on there. Now, listen, I don't really know what she was thinking at that point. All I do know is that it came across as hella shady, okay? It really did. It came across as hella shady. So I don't really know. And obviously, it did not play well on television in regards to how Nene felt about her. And so I'm glad we're finally getting some of her perspective about this, as well as her perspective with going into season 12, where her mindset is and how she's feeling about the rest of the cast. And now, obviously, since we've heard it from her lips herself, her and Nene are not friends at this point. So there's no chance of reconciliation at this point. And I don't think we're going to see that between them at all this season. I would say that we probably have a better chance of seeing Portia and Nene reconcile than we would of seeing Kenya and Nene reconcile at any point in time with this whole situation. And the reason I say that we probably would get some reconciliation with Portia and Nene is because of Phaedra. If Phaedra is inserted into this situation, because she is such good friends with Portia and with Nene, it would make sense that she could possibly bring the two of them back together. But again, this is all speculation at this point, because honestly, we really don't know what is going to happen, but we will know as soon as filming actually starts. So, Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think that, you know, Shamari is being truthful, or do you think she's just trying to save face? And I mean, really, honestly, just because you had a conversation with producers, what does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? Do you think it means that she's actually seriously coming back, or you guys just like, nah, get out of here, girl? And what do you think about this whole situation with Kenya now that she's finally speaking out about it? Do you think that she was actually being shady towards Nene, or do you think that she just didn't want any drama and just didn't even want to acknowledge anything negative in that whole scenario? You know what I'm saying? And what do you think really happened between the two of them? It could not have been that whole call, text, delete thing that we saw on Instagram. It couldn't have been that. It had to be more than that. So what do you guys think actually happened and went down between the two of them that caused this entire rift? I really want to know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. You know, also guys, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell button. We do all types of reality talk here on Reality Talk with Richie. And I want to know what you guys think about all of these things. And if there are other shows that you want me to cover. Also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DJRichieSkye. And obviously guys, I will see you in the next video.